Okay, this afternoon here I'm doing a little video on my project truck. It's a 2000 F-150 XLT Ford Super Cab 4-wheel drive with a 5.4 V8 engine. And I bought this 3 years ago as a project truck, and I've been rebuilding it little by little every year. Show you some of the features on this truck. First of all, it has, installed a front hitch along, and it has tow hooks as well. The front hitch is for moving boats real easily. And I also have a rear hitch. When I first got the truck, the whole rear frame was rotted out. So from about mid-cab here all the way back is a brand new frame that I installed. And while I was at it, I put in a new gas tank, a new fuel pump, and then so that was the biggest part. Then I got new tires. I got 2 more tires for the rear, but I wanted to use the ones that still had some tread on them, so I haven't put the other 2 on the rear yet. Then last fall, a year ago, I put in a new exhaust manifold, which goes bad in about 100,000 miles with these trucks, because I use steel studs instead of stainless, and they rot out. So I replaced the passenger side. I still got to replace the driver's side, but it's not leaking, so it's still okay. I also put new bearing hubs on both front wheels, and I put a new starter in and new battery cable assembly, so it starts like a brand new truck with a new starter and a new battery. I got a 900 amp hour battery in there, so it really starts well. And also did the spare tire needed new rim, so I got a matching rim on the spare underneath. Spare is brand new underneath. Then lately I've been putting in electronics, and here's the backup camera right here, and that hooks into my new, well, it's not new, it's 9 months old, but my head end, which I'll take you in and show you. Anyway, this truck's got about 105,000 miles on it, and it's in real nice shape. The interior is still real nice, and so anyway, I'll show you. Okay, so this is what they call a digital head end. It's an Android-based. It's like a tablet. It connects to the internet via the cell system, and also has a Wi-Fi. So right now it's connected to both. It's connected to the cellular telephone system, and also connected to my home router here. And you can see there the different connections. It also has navigation, and it has just about everything the real modern new cars does, but it show you a few things. The navigation's really, really nice. Go to maps, and go to Lighthouse Grocery, Ketchikan, Alaska. There we are. So it's all voice control, which is really nice. I got a controller here on the thing, and I got a microphone up here, so it works real well. Then if you want to play voice control music, play Leonard Cohen. So it's got real nice sounding music. So that's Eric Cohen. You may not know who he is, but he's pretty famous. Okay, then if we want radio, right here's radio. So it's got all the radio features, and so it's got on an SD card here. It's got 32 gigabytes of my music, so it's got my whole music catalog. So, and then it has it's a phone as well, a cellular phone. So I can make calls using this, using the phone. Or I can receive calls. It has its own number, and so it has its own phone number. So it's like a cellular phone as well for the truck. So that's good. And then other things it does. It does a whole bunch of things, but it has a front dash cam, and you can see the dash cam, and the dash cam is right there, right up here, and it has an micro SD card in it, and it keeps 8 hours of driving on it, and it cycles, so yeah, there's always your last 8 hours of driving on that, and so it, and you can get to it on the head end here. You can see, and the mic is on, so it's recording, speaking, and it's recording the picture. So that's nice. And then in the back, I got a back rear window cam, and that is a self-contained unit with a micro SD card that keeps 8 hours of driving on that. And if I want to, I just link it to this, my daily driver cell phone here, and I connect it, and it connects, and then there. And that's the picture behind me. Obviously, I can look in the rear mirror and see the same thing, but if somebody calls me on my phone, it rings right here. That's held on by a nice little magnet back there that is unobtrusive. It doesn't interfere with anything. And I can still see my speedometer and all my gauges and my gear selector. And then I have a 1080p rear camera picture. This is going over Wi-Fi from this cell phone to this camera right here. And then I also got a cab cam here. Let's see if you get the right light so you can see it. Yeah, right there. And this was a sports cam I had laying around not doing a lot. And so I threw a 32 gig SD card in it and wired it in. And so when I turn on the ignition, or in this case the accessory, it gets power from the car, and then this switch here that I installed. Where is it? Oh, where is the camera? Okay, right there. Right there. It's glowing blue. That switch controls the two cameras in here that I can turn them on when the car's off, when I'm in a parking lot or someplace where I might be worried about the car. I just push this lighted switch here, and it, while the car is totally turned off, and it will turn those cameras on until I get back. They don't take a lot of power, so that. Then the other feature, one of the other features is that this unit, I have a USB connected to the, it's a Bluetooth OBD2 unit connected to the car, and then when I start up the car and I go to here to torque, I got a couple different applications. These are real-time gauges. Here's my gauges, and it'll kick in here in a second. And so, see, there goes the gauges, and the green lights are on. So that measures, and you can see the sender, and it has all kinds of different things. It has OBD2 fault codes from your engine that you can determine. This connects to your computer within the car, and anyway, it has all kinds of functions. It's just one of the applications. It has fuel economy. I have another application for that that plots really nicely, and it plots your fuel economy. Since I'm not moving, then it doesn't register. But so that links to the computer in the car and gives you real-time. This tells you about your sensors in the car and whether they're okay. It's kind of cool. So anyway, this is pretty cool. I'll get it back to the gauges. And I have another application that's even cooler than this one. But that, why the car is running, it gives you everything you need to know about your engine if you want. And I got another one that's really slick here. Let's see if I haven't used it for a while. Dash command. Let's see. Okay, now it's connecting. I need to do the settings, but anyway, that's another one of those that connects to the engine. That's really cool. Okay, so let me shut off the car. So that's those functions, and I showed you the DVR of I showed you that one. It also, if I had sensors in the tire, would give me the air pressure of the sensors. You can get to the Play Store, you can get to your Gmail, all your different apps. You can get to, you can play movies, everything like that. So it just is pretty incredible. You can get here's my Gmail, so you can get all your mail on the road, and it tells you when you get a new message and things like that. Pretty cool. So this truck has 4 separate cameras: a backup camera that goes on when you put it in reverse, a front dash camera that's always on recording, and it has a cab camera that records the camera, and it has a rear window cam. And I think my next project is to put the radar, parking radar, so if somebody gets within a few feet of your bumper while you're parking, it'll tell you how far you are from the item or from the tree or whatever. Anyway, this is kind of a project truck. It's kind of fun. But this phone here that I have on a magnet just works beautifully right there. And I can put additional navigation on that phone. It's got a high definition screen on it. It's a quality phone, and so it's really quite nice. So other things that pretty well. I've done some temperature sensors and some other things as well to the truck. But that gives you an idea of what I've done inside so far. I'll take out my phone since that's the daily driver, the one I use. So other than that, that's the tour of my truck. And I think if I ever bought a new truck, I'd buy one very similar to this. I like the Super Cab because you can actually get 4 people in it. And I like the short bed because it handles a lot nicer. And it's a perfect truck for an old guy like me. I need to get new, nicer running boards. That's on the project list. So anyway, it's an ongoing project. I just do things when I get time and fool around. My dogs like to drive in it because they sit on the console. So that's my truck. So just wanted to show you guys. We'll end this video now.